Cambridge is a small city located in southern Ontario, and today we're looking at a video game store that is cherished by the community. Welcome to My Game Store.
Hi, my name is Mike. I'm the owner of Retro Replay. We're located in Cambridge, Ontario. I called the store Retro Replay because I couldn't find another store named Retro Replay, and it sounded nice. I kind of opened up the store because it's something that I wanted to do. I want to make sure that it's something that if I put my time and effort into, and I know that it could be successful. I was tired of making rich people richer. I was tired of being yelled at, not being able to yell back, and people just assuming because you're lower on the hierarchy than they are, that they have more knowledge of everything than you do. So instead of hating every day when I went into work, it's nice to come into work and enjoy your job. I remember when I was a kid, I went to go buy a pack of 1990s score baseball cards at, I think it was Shoppers Drug Mart or something in Frederick Mall, some sort of pharmacy. And it worked out to be like $1.04, and I had $1.03, and she refused to sell me the pack of cards because I was a penny short. And I always thought if I ever opened up a store and this ever happened to anybody, I would never do that to them. And I do it every day. It's like they're 5 cents short, or the bill is $10.05 and they give me a 20. I'm not giving them a fistful of change when I just give them a 10 back. Before we get a game that ends up on our floor, priced and ready to go, we make sure that we inspect it and we make sure that everything is cleaned inside and out. We make sure everything gets tested. That way that we know that it works before it leaves here. And our return rate is extremely low because of that. I personally think a lot of people are trying to take advantage of the current popularity of retro video games. But then again, with any business, it's supply and demand. So if you only have 10 of one thing and there's 1,000 people that want it, it's going to make it worth a heck of a lot more. I think a lot of kids are more interested, like younger kids are more interested in the retro aspect of stuff, because if you think about it, people back in the day when they were playing this in the 80s, they're 30, 40, 45 years old now, and they have kids that are 8, 9, 10 years old. And those kids want to know what mom and dad used to play, and they come in here and they get a chance to play that kind of stuff and bring it home with them and experience it. And I think that's kind of what's fueled this whole wave. That, and of course people wanted to play what they had fun with as a kid that mom sold at a garage sale or threw in the trash and that kind of stuff. And there's nothing like putting a game in a system and pressing power and you get to play it versus waiting 40 minutes for downloading and then an update and then something else happens and the dog barks and the pizza shows up and it's 11 o'clock at night and you're already in bed because you got to go to work tomorrow. We base our pricing upon what the real world sells things for. So if you can pretty much buy it online for $10, we sell it for $10. If things are rarer in Canada, it has a more expensive price tag on it. If it's cheaper in Canada, then there's a less expensive price tag of what the world rate is. But we just try and keep it even across the board and nobody complains. We make money, they get games, and everybody wins. Our goal with customers here is to make sure that everybody leaves satisfied. We don't want anyone to complain about the quality of anything, the condition of anything, if anything's dirty. We want to make sure that when everyone leaves, they know they've got something for a fair price and they're happy with it. And our 3-day no questions asked return policy, even if they don't like the game, just solidifies that. I try to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I've been in many stores over the last 16 years of collecting, and you go in there and you know the value of a game and you see it for 4 times what it's worth, or people talk to you like you're an idiot. I never ask people to explain what they wanted the game for. I never ask a reason why anybody needs it. I never try and say, bring in your games to trade in towards it. If you want it, you want it. Video games are supposed to be fun. People are supposed to be happy. And that's the whole goal. Everybody has to leave the store happy. They need to go home and have fun. And that's why I want them to come back. We don't advertise. We don't go out of our way to do anything so people know about us. Everybody that comes in the store is because someone told them that we're a good store. And that's what we want to keep doing. Opening up a game store is a lot more work than you would think it would be. There's a lot of things you don't take into consideration. And I have no problems with people opening up and doing their own thing and following their own dreams. That's amazing and more power to you. Just make sure you know what you're getting into, because there's a lot of stuff I didn't take into consideration. Not financial stuff, not location stuff, nothing like that, but just the amount of time and effort that goes into it. It's not just you show up and people open the door and give you money. There's a lot of work involved. We constantly get crazy people in the store, almost on a daily basis. We've had people take their pants off in the store. We've had people take their shirts off in the store. I've had a lady take off her top in the store. I had a guy start doing kung fu in the store. I had, what else? A guy threatened to shoved people's heads up their butts because they wouldn't go against PlayStation with him. He was also Santa Claus and Jesus. I've had people try and rob me. I'm across the street from a bus terminal. I get everybody. If I had the opportunity to do this all over again, I totally would. I would do it differently though. I'd be a lot more streamlined, and I would know how to invest my money a little bit better than the way that I was doing it, because you don't know. You don't know what's going to sell, what's not going to sell. I still have stuff from my first order 2 years ago from one of my distributors that I haven't sold yet. It's just the way it goes. You need to learn what your market is. It may sell in the States, it may sell in another province or something like that, but sometimes it just won't sell around here. I personally have a video game collection. Mostly what I collect is old school Nintendo stuff, so I have a decent NES collection. I have every NES licensed game. I have about 3/4 of Super Nintendo games done. I have about 3/4 of GameCube games done, and a bunch of random things just kicking around that I enjoy, like TurboGrafx and whatever. All the time stuff comes in that I want. All the time, especially when I was getting down to the last few NES games that I needed to finish off the North American set. I remember a guy came in and he had brought 14 games and I needed 6 of them, and I watched them all sell. So you always got to make sure that the customer comes first, because business is business and personal stuff is personal. That's the most difficult thing about owning a store, is separating what you want to play and own yourself versus what comes into the store. We have lots of stuff that comes through here that I would like to have personally, but it doesn't make sense to steal from yourself, you know? And plus, if I took everything home, I wouldn't have anything really nice to put on the shelves and people would be curious how I'm still in business. I think the community around here is really great. A lot of people are super positive about everything. They kind of understand the concept of video games are supposed to be fun. And that way, you can kind of just call somebody up or say, hey man, what are you doing? You want to play some games? And most people are down for that, versus I know other areas and other communities where people are just more interested in making money and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I gotta make money, but you know, there's no reason you can't have fun doing it. Retro Replay tries its best to be a part of the community as much as possible. We like to have tournaments here as much as we can. We like to help out local charities and local events. We're sponsors of the Personal Computer Museum's Game Night. We're sponsors of the Waterloo Video Game Swap. We participate in the Cambridge Video Game Swap. We give away to charities and auctions almost every month, it seems. And that way, we can show the community that they are as important to us as we believe that they are. And you always got to help your neighbors, because if you don't, you're going to be a lonely person.